For those that believe, exalted masters, after leaving the physical abode, this physical body, barring few that retain it for thousands of years, it has been understood well through the words of the great masters that there happens to be a place deep in Himalayas beyond Gangotri, Gomukh and Tapovan, which no one knows. There exists a parliament of the exalted ones. That is the word they use for that, the parliament of the exalted ones. In their own subtle dimension, their astral body, their causal body, not even the masters that departed in the recent centuries, but it has also been learned that those pertaining to the ancient times, the most ancient times, also happen to visit at different intervals to guide and to retain some balance upon this planet. The modern rational mind, which gathers inputs merely based upon its own sensory drivers, may certainly give it a blanket denial, brushing it aside by a mention that this is something which is, in one word, hocus pocus. Anyway, whatever may be the conclusion of few, but the facts will not change. And the fact is, they, the exalted ones, in their causal and astral bodies, they retain their existence in that remote place which is not known to common people, is known by the name Nandanvan. I know all this as an information which is directly sourced from my own Brahma Rishi. For me, I have no reason to doubt in this life or the next. The exalted ones are deeply engaged into their work for 24 hours, 365 days. They are relinquished from the botheration of maintaining this physical body and its constraints, sleep, etc. Thereby, they are able to afford 100% time for the welfare of the mankind. Their primary job is to guide, inspire the seeking ones. Everyone? I don't think so. I believe they are available for those that have ignited and have now embarked upon the journey of their own inner growth. And the journey towards inner growth is a very arduous one, with countless pitfalls. It takes one millions and millions of failures before one is able to cross through the barriers that stall one's inner growth. So they are there for those, not only till that moment, till one is able to cross those barriers imposed through various kinds of attraction and repulsion, lust, anger, greed, etc., but also are able to connect the seekers with the right source at the right moment. That is the most important job which the exalted ones are engaged into. They look after. They are the unseen guide, the unseen masters, not waiting for anyone to credit them for anything. They connect the dots for the evolving ones. They look after them. And they look after them not for one single life, but for lives together till one emancipates. Most of the information that I'm passing, more than 90%, is directly sourced to my own Brahma Rishi. For I have almost negligible experience about all this. If at all any decimated experience comes to my account, I would not rate it to any worth for mentioning, except that the deep belief upon this fact within me has grounded to the extents of my own existence. A question has been cropping up in the seeking minds: how do we connect with them? And people look after, they hunt, they search, they go out to Himalayas physically, they spend a lot of money, time, energy, and they're also having a deep craving within themselves, a yearning, I would say. Yearning is a better word. Yearning is a better word. A deep yearning to connect with them. Is there any particular process, procedure, any kind of a special technique which can connect us to them? This is what the seeking ones try to search. They want to excavate this. I don't know how many are able to gather the right understanding upon that. But the one I understand through my exalted master is very simple one. The eligibility in the eyes of those exalted ones is evaluated at the end of one's own pure intention. Yes. Nothing else. Is there something else? No, nothing else. You may ask me 10 more times, is there something else? I would again come and reiterate, no, nothing else. Nothing but a pure intention. And it takes a lot of effort to work upon one's intent to purify. A pure intent which is not engrossed into any kind of contamination of any worldly seeking. Anything which is born out of something which is wrapped up in narrow-mindedness for some selfish gain. Nothing of that can account to one's eligibility to be noticed by the exalted ones. So purity of intention has to be the foremost. The actual effort is upon gathering that eligibility of a pure intent. All the schemes, all the sadhana, all mannerism procedures are all to gain eligibility. The moment you gather eligibility of a pure intention as a seeking one, you are automatically noticed by them. Because they are always in searching. They are always in searching. Their search is on for 24 hours, 365 days. And the moment they spot any seeking one rising to that level of becoming eligible, they grab. Why are you using this harsh word? Because nothing short of would suffice to convey the intensity of their handling the seeker. They would grab. They would grab the opportunity to connect with the seeker. And from the seeker shall be getting various informations through various sources that he or she may attribute to as an incidentally. Incidentally, I came across some message. Incidentally, I came across a video on YouTube, a video on Facebook. Incidentally, someone told me. Incidentally, I read it in some magazine. Incidentally, I happened to pass through. Incidentally, I had visited some other place and I noticed this. All this referred as incident or accident or whatever it may be. But they're all pre-arranged mannerisms through which they grab the seeker to connect. And thereafter, they nurture the seeker. They nurture the seeker on day-to-day basis. They nurture him to give him the most sought enthusiasm, the most sought determination, the most sought ability to discern, especially in the moments of utter conflict and confusion. Because conflict and confusion do not go away. They remain with the seeker for years and years, decades together. They do not perish. It is then that they keep working endlessly. There are moments when under dissuasion or under delusion, maybe owing to certain external factors, various karmic dispensation, various situations of life that are unacceptable, a person may deflect for some time from his sadhana. But once you are connected with the exalted ones on the path of your own inner growth, then believe me, even if you deflect for a period of 3 years, 4 years, you shall have to come back. Because once established is established forever. I would like to share more about this. Certainly, a bit which may be of less worth of mentioning from my direct experience, but I shall certainly do so, but more from the mentioning of my great master. I shall continue it in the next episode.